goes the cricket. Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. I am sorry by the time you're seeing this there has been a little delay since I got this video up to you, but life's been a little crazy. I'll explain, but welcome back to another video. Today I am going to be getting it all done. I hope that you came for some motivation to get some stuff done because this video is going to give it to you. I started with the outside. You can see that my poor little planter has not survived. Marion made these for me last summer, and the weight of like all the rain and the soil and everything, it just did not survive. So our plan is at some point to get that fixed. We've had so many plans that we wanted to accomplish this summer outside, and it's just not, I mean, it's almost August and we haven't got them done. So I'm just not putting that pressure on me. You know, with my mom living here, things kind of are different these days, and we're all in like a waiting game with everything, so we just didn't know at what point we'd be able to get things done. We do have big plans for the backyard. Like I said earlier in the summer, those plans are still in the works. It just takes a while, but be looking for that at some point. I promise you I'll share when I'm able to share everything, but things are happening, and we're going to get stuff done. So we planned on getting new furniture in the backyard. We planned on getting or painting the awning, and it just hasn't happened, but it's okay. It's okay. It's going to happen at some point, but I had hoped this summer. Things are just a little different this summer. But I am just weeding my poor flower, I guess you could call it flower garden in the front. It's neglected. It gets all the afternoon sun, and it's just so hot to come out here and weed. So I hadn't really done it in a while, but this day it was real cloudy, and I thought I'm going to just get it done. It was hot, but it was cloudy, so at least the sun wasn't beating down on me. But yeah, this video is just going to be voiceover. I filmed this over several days. I just am not able to do everything in one day, especially this kind of stuff. It's just everyday things, but I just figured I'd put it all together in a video, you know, to give y'all some inspiration, hopefully. So this summer I am going to turn 51, which is crazy to me. And you know, I'm just not as young as I used to be. I'm still not that old, but you know, I'm not 30 anymore, and so I can definitely feel that. So things just take longer, and it's just all part of growing old. I mean, it's just normal, and I try to pace myself, but I also want to stay active. I don't want to just stop doing things so that I can't get out and do them when I need to. I just know that it's going to take me longer than I probably wanted to or than it used to. But here is the front flower bed all weeded. I have this crazy ivy that just every year it just overtakes the flower bed, and I sometimes will let it crawl up the porch or in different areas. This year it's kind of crawling up the railing of the stairs, and then also all around that blue sign we have right there. So I'm just letting it go. In the fall or the winter, it kind of dies away. This plant, if y'all know what this is called, let me know. I'm so sad that it is not blooming this year. It usually gets huge. I mean, for like 10 years, I think I've had that, and it comes back every year, and it's huge, and it's full of white blooms, but this year it just didn't. Do you have to like dig them up eventually, and like have they lived their life? I don't know enough about gardening to know if I should do that, but I was just really sad that it didn't come back so great this year, and I'm just thinking maybe it's lived its life. It might be time to you know, dig it up and plant something else there. But Let me know in the comments if you know about that. But I finished with the front yard. I'm going to go onto the backyard, just clean off the patio a little bit. Needed to put Paisley's pool away because we've had this pool out for a long time, all summer. And I'll fill it up with water, and then she'll play in it for like 5 minutes, and then she really just kind of wants to run around the yard, and she gets distracted. So we have like a little plastic pool that is a lot easier to handle and fill up every day that she's here. So that's just what we've been using. So it's time to put this thing away, and maybe I'll pull it out again next year when she's a little bit older and a little bit more active, and she'll enjoy it. But we still have it. It's a beast to get the air out of it. There's like 10 different plugs you have to undo, and it was a pain, but I wrapped it up and stuck it in the basement so it's there for her next year if she wants to use it. And then I just wanted to like sweep off the patio. I didn't pull out the leaf blower. I didn't have it in me to just pull it out. I just thought I was just going to get my outdoor broom, and we'll just give everything a nice sweep, and that way I can sit down and enjoy the space out here. Like I was saying, we planned on getting new furniture out here, but life's just been happening and other things took priority. So at some point, yes, I would love to get some new furniture, but it may just be next year. I don't know, but just wait and see. I guess it'll happen when it happens. It's not that big a deal. Another thing that I kind of want to do is put like some edging along my plants along here. I haven't done that yet. Obviously it's been 2 years since we put this patio in, and we've still got so many things we want to do, and you just think that you're going to get it all done quick, but life just gets busy, and you're just not able to. So at some point I would like to put some kind of edging along it just to keep the weeds out and just make it look prettier. And I kind of also want to dig all my plants up and put them in differently. I just kind of, when I did it originally, I had some hostas planted along all the sides, and I have had to dig them up because the sun was killing them, and so things are kind of not real even. I don't know. I just kind of want to dig the whole thing up and start again, but for now I'm just taking out the weeds, and these hollyberry leaves, they get dropped in here, and then they die and they turn brown, and I just don't really love the way that looks. So I was trying to get some of those out. But I do really enjoy, I always say I don't love gardening, or I don't really know enough about it, but I do enjoy kind of taking care of my plants. This one is like a potted plant. It was a hanging basket my friends gave me, and it opens up in the, like, with the sun on it. It is absolutely gorgeous. And that right there, oh my goodness, I don't even know what that is, but I got it at Lowe's. I'm gonna have to look back at my video, but it has just blossomed, and it is so beautiful, and I want to go back and get some more. I think it's in like the succulent family, maybe, I don't know, but it does really well in bright sunlight and heat, so it is just thriving back there, and I love it. I kind of want to get a lot of those. it. Lord have mercy. Crazy. Get away. All right, we are heading inside. I'm trying to show you the nose prints on the windows. That is mainly Buttercup, but also my dogs too. They're all guilty. They love to stand up here and look out the windows. But it's so nice with our new windows now. I can just wipe that whole glass in one sweep. I don't have to, worry about all the different individual panes. It's so nice. But I'm just doing my regular cleaning off my couch, cleaning the dog hairs off, and it's about time for me to wash my cushion covers again. I get a lot of comments, not questions really, but comments about why do I let my dogs on the furniture? And, my answer is just this is their house too, and I understand that people don't like that and people don't do that at their house. Everyone doesn't do that and allow that. My couches, cushions, covers can come off, so if I couldn't do that, I don't know, it would drive me crazy with Buttercup, especially because she has more of that hair that sheds. But I have to keep them bathed and I have to wash the cushions constantly. It's just what I do. It's just having animals, it's a sacrifice in a lot of ways, but it's what I choose, and they're fine. The couch is able to be cleaned, and then I will Febreze it in between washing, so I'm very aware of keeping it clean, but it's just what happens. It's just what we choose, to do in our home. So they also, I don't know how I would ever keep them off. I guess I would have had to have started that when I first got them, but both of my dogs are 11. They're going to be 12. So they're older senior dogs and very set in their ways. And of course, Buttercup just came along and she's just absolutely off the charts excited about everything. So she's actually doing really good. She's learned a lot and has come a long way since she moved in 7 months ago. So she's just having to learn basic things, and my dogs teach her a lot, so that's really nice. And here Belle has taught her to bark when I'm vacuuming, so she always gets a toy. It's just her nervous energy. She gets a toy and just chews it and runs all over the place, and Belle she just barks. It's just what she does. She's half Pomeranian, and she's a barker. So like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I had intended to get this video up sooner, but things have just been crazy. I've only been posting like once a week the last couple of weeks. We went on vacation, and then I actually injured my back. I had Paisley one day, and if you saw a recent video, I'm not sure if it was my last one or not, I think it was, but we ended up having to make a trip to the urgent care, and then I also had to take Belle to the emergency room, and then we had 2 follow-ups that next week, one with Belle and then one with just a follow-up test from the original trip to urgent care. So it was already crazy, full of stuff, full of things happening. And then I was watching Paisley, and I went and just picked up something, and I just picked it up wrong, and I pulled a muscle in my back, and I knew it wasn't terrible, but I needed to ice it, and I was sitting on a massager and trying to handle her and also that, and she was so good that day. And then Marion was actually gone, and I was going to lay her down, and I went to move my little desk that he built me in my room, and it is solid wood. It is so heavy. And when I did, I just pulled that muscle again, and this time it was like, oh, I'm in trouble. And Marion wasn't home. Like, I couldn't even lift Paisley. It was really bad. And by the time she left, I was down for the count. I was in so much pain. This has happened to me a handful of times in my life, and I think that it is from my epidurals. I had 3 epidurals with my children, and I just have this, anytime I injure my back, it kind of, everything centers on this one muscle. It's like the 2 muscles that go down your spine, and it'll pick a side, and this time it was the side, that I hurt, and it went down to that left muscle next to my spine, and I'm usually in pain for 12 to 24 hours, and nothing helps other than sleeping. So I had to sleep it off, and then things got even crazier, which I'll tell you in a second. I want to tell you about this recipe first of all. This is called onion meatballs, I think. I'm going to type it out down below. I just saw it on Facebook, and I just thought I would try it. So this is actually another day, and I wanted to put this in the crock pot in the morning so that in the evening it would be ready. So I tweaked it a little bit, and I'll tell you as I go what I did, but the original recipe is down below. And then I also made this delicious chocolate Hershey's pie that my sweet friend Deborah, who is a subscriber, made for us when we came and visited her on our summer vacation. And we've just been talking about how we need to make it, and it's so easy, 3 ingredients. So we're going to make that today too and share it with y'all. But the meatball recipe calls for like 24 to 30 meatballs, and I was like, do I do half the bag or do I just do the whole bag? And so I ended up just dumping the whole bag in. And you're supposed to use 1 brown gravy mix and 1 onion soup mix, but I ended up putting both of them in, and then I added a half a cup extra water. So do what you want, however you want, depending on the size of your family or how much you want to make. But we ate the leftovers, so it was perfect. It was great. Jackson was actually gone to camp this week, so it was just Mary and Mom and I, and we ate on this for a couple days. It was really good. So I put it all in the crock pot in the morning. I put it on low. No, I actually put it on high because I like my meatballs to get kind of, like crusty on the outside. I really love them when they're real done and kind of chewy-ish. So I let that cook for, probably 6 hours or more. I really wanted them to be done. And then I went ahead and prepared the pie just so that it would be ready when we were ready for dessert. So you just take 6 Hershey bars and you kind of chop them up because you're going to want to put them in the microwave and melt them. I did save almost 1 whole bar, and I didn't melt it to sprinkle it on the top. But you just do it in 30-second increments. It only took me 1 minute to get everything melted, but definitely do it in 30 seconds and increments and stir it in between so it doesn't burn. And we used the almond Hershey bars because they were just delicious. And then you just mix the Cool Whip in it, and then you let it sit in your pie crust, sprinkle some Hershey bars on top. That is it. You could put caramel, you could put like magic shell on it. I mean, there's just endless possibilities. You could use plain Hershey bars and then, or put mint in it or something. I mean, there's just so many things you could do. But we liked it like this, and so that's what we did. I went ahead and just put it in the refrigerator so that it would be ready later on when we were ready to eat it. But also, this day was kind of crazy. I had to take Belle to the vet for a follow-up this day, so I wanted to get that stuff done and then get all my bedding in the wash. And with Jackson being gone to camp, it was the perfect opportunity to kind of give his room a mom clean. So I wanted to wash all his bedding as well and sweep and mop and do all that. So that's what I was doing here before I ran out. But in a minute, you'll see I took Belle to the vet, and then when I dropped her back off at the house, I needed to run like to Home Goods, Ross. I wanted to look for like some more microfiber cloths and some hand towels because I just eventually, you know how they get all stained and dirty, and I just didn't have enough. So I went to go look for some and I couldn't help myself. I started looking at all the fall decor, so I'm going to share some of what I found with y'all in just a minute. So this is just a little Home Goods fall sneak peek, I guess you could say. I didn't film any other stores, just Home Goods. They had a ton out. This was so pretty, this pumpkin, but it doesn't, I don't know if it goes with my style or not, but it was $16.99. And this is super cute candy corn blanket. I am not into decorating for Halloween, so I didn't really show any of those, but they did have tons of Halloween as well. Probably more Halloween than they did fall almost. But I just wanted to show you some of the cute fall decor. Everything was kind of expensive, so I didn't pick anything up. I actually don't even know what I have. I can't remember what I have and what I need. But I loved these big pots. I would love to put those on my porch. I think they're so beautiful. They had some like, I don't know if these were Martha Stewart. I can't tell, but they had some Martha Stewart ones that are absolutely beautiful. But I'm not so much into the gnomes. This pumpkin was really cute, though, this orange one. I thought that was really pretty. I love to decorate with the traditional fall colors if you've been here for a while. I really love that, too, like that muted green and white and orange I think is so pretty. And I do love, just different little banners, and I like stacking them, layering them together. And then I saw these beautiful, oh, look at that. Isn't he so cute? Madison really loves all the little woodland creatures, so she would definitely want that. But I saw these beautiful wreaths, and I need a new wreath for fall. I feel like I've had the same one so long, but this one was absolutely gorgeous, but it was $50. So I passed on that. But how beautiful is that? That would be so pretty on my front door. I would love it. I love all the colors, love all those colors. And then this is a Martha Stewart like hanging basket, and that would be perfect on the hook I have on my porch, but kind of pricey too, but I love all the Martha Stewart things. They're so beautiful. And of course, they had so many blankets and so many pillows. I actually found the most beautiful, in my opinion, most beautiful pillows. And I didn't buy them because they did not have covers that unzip that I could toss in the wash. So that is a deal breaker for me. I don't care how cute they are. I didn't get them, but I will show you in a second. And also the cutest candle, and I can't stop thinking about it. I'm probably gonna have to go back and get it, but it was like $12.99, and so I didn't pick it up this day because I just wasn't ready for buying anything for fall. But I am a sucker for anything plaid, and I love plaid pillows like it in the fall and at Thanksgiving. I think they're so beautiful. So you can see they had plenty of pumpkin pillows, anything you could. Home Goods, they have the best selection of pillows, but they are kind of pricey. I want to say like $30 for 2 pillows, which to me is a lot. But these like football blankets, how cozy are those for watching football? Oh, so cute. This is the pillow. These are the pillows that I was telling you about. I absolutely love them. I don't know why I got this angle, but I would love those for my couch, but they just were not... I could not, they say spot clean only, and I got to have something I can throw in the washer. And then of course they have super cute baking, all kinds of baking stuff that, I love baking little treats like that. And I'm looking forward to doing that with Paisley again this year. And then of course, so many candles. I think fall time is my favorite time to light a candle because it's just so warm and cozy. I do like the winter too, but I love all the like pumpkin spice, apple spice. And look how cute this Martha Stewart little blueberry pie candle was. It's like I wouldn't want to burn it, though, if I got it. And I love these beautiful glass jars. I've seen them the last couple years, and they are just beautiful. And this big pumpkin would be so pretty on like a coffee table. It's got 3 wicks. But this candle right here was the one that caught my eye. I absolutely loved that scalloped top. How adorable is that? I think it was like spiced pumpkin brulee was the scent, but... that was the cutest candle I've ever seen. So this is my little haul when I got back. I thought I'd show you the things that I picked up. I went to Ross, Home Goods, TJ Maxx. I got these at Home Goods, and I needed some hand towels, like I said. I liked that they kind of had like different colors on them, and they're not just like pure white, so hopefully you won't see like dirt and stuff on them too much. But hand towels are so expensive. That was $10 for those. And then I needed some more sponges. I thought this was a really good deal. They're non-abrasive, but they're still like scratchy enough that I feel like they'll clean really good. And I loved all the different colors, so I grabbed that. And then I got some more microfiber cloths, but didn't realize that they had like scrubbies on the one side, so unfortunately that's not the ones I wanted, but I'll still use them. And then I needed a new hand soap dispenser for the bathroom. I thought this little mason jar was so cute. It was only $4.49, and all the other ones I was finding were like $9.99. I got this at TJ Maxx. So I grabbed that for the bathroom. And then this cake, y'all, oh my gosh, how cute is this cake? I had seen this in the summer and I wanted it, or like early in the summer. And I thought about it, and I went back to get it, and of course it was gone. I was so sad. And I looked on Amazon. They were like $60. So I was in there the other day, and they had one, but it didn't have a price tag on it. So I went up to the front, and I was like, oh my gosh, please tell me that you could get a price, because I want this so bad. And they gave it to me for $6. I was so excited. I cannot wait to put that out next 4th of July. So here is dinner. These are the meatballs. And I got to be honest, this tasted almost exactly like Salisbury steak, but they were delicious and we loved them. So if you like Salisbury steak, you'll probably love these meatballs. And you could put them over mashed potatoes or rice, but we just did it over egg noodles with some veggies on the side. It was delicious, very easy, and I was so happy that on this busy, crazy day, I had dinner already ready. So now we're going to clean the kitchen. You know the drill. Got to clean up the kitchen. But I thought I could go back to my story that I was telling you about. So I had hurt my back, and I had been in bed for an entire day and a half. So it was the next evening after I hurt it, I asked Marion to go get me some McDonald's. I was so hungry. I said, could you just go get me some McDonald's? I hadn't had anything to drink or eat because I was just in so much pain. Like, you literally don't even think about drinking, but I knew that I was needing something. So he got me some McDonald's, and I ate it, and I was fine, and I was just still laying down, taking it easy, and I started to feel sick, and it was like a half an hour. I was like, okay, this food is not going to stay down. I don't know what's going on. And then it was like 30 minutes later, I got up, and I went into the bathroom, and this has happened to me one time before, about 11 years ago, and I got incredibly nauseous, and I didn't know what was happening, and I was getting tunnel vision. I was seeing stars. I was like, I'm fixing to pass out. I'm going to pass out if I don't be careful. So I sat down, and the next thing I knew, I was waking up, leaning against the side of the bathroom wall. I had literally passed out, and then I was, if you've ever passed out, I get like super nauseous, super cold and clammy and sweaty, and then I'm exhausted, and it's just a whole thing. So I don't know why. I think I've Googled it, and I've talked to my doctor, and it has to do with your vagus. I think it's called your vagus nerve. I'm not sure if I'm saying it right, but it's a condition that I have that I didn't used to have. I developed it, and your blood pressure and your heart rate drops, and you get and you can pass out when you get in certain times. And so I have to be really careful if I get sick, because I do have a tendency to pass out. So I ended up going back to sleep, and I slept 10 and a half hours that night after passing out. The first time it happened, I did go to the emergency room, and I had started a new blood pressure medication, and my blood pressure was dropping really low, so we assumed it was that, but there was nothing else wrong. And so this time I just knew kind of like what to do, and I was fine. But it is kind of scary, and it is crazy, and it took me out for a good 2.5 days. So I didn't quite get things done that I had planned, but if I had had like a regular 9 to 5, would have had to have called in a couple days. But anyway, I have been talking, so I'm gonna play some music now and let y'all watch me clean my kitchen. So I did just want to like rearrange these shelves a little bit. I mean, these drawers. I don't have any drawers in my kitchen, and so I'm always trying to find what works best. And I thought I'll take all this stuff out and put it into the other drawer, and then I'll put my like pot holders in this one because it's right next to my stove, and that will give me more room in my dish towel drawer. So that's what we're doing here, just kind of switching things up a little bit, and I'm sure I'll switch them around again. So I wanted to give my refrigerator just a quick wipe down. I always people will come over and they'll be like, "Wow, you don't have any food." And I always try to tell people like I don't keep food in my refrigerator. I don't keep like containers in there with leftovers more than a couple days. I'm always purging and throwing food out. I don't like rotten food. I can't stand to have like rotten food in my refrigerator, so I'm always going through it, and so I'd only keep in there what I need. And I know sometimes it looks bare, but it's just everything in there is what I need. And so I was gonna go grocery shopping in a couple days after this, so I wanted to just go ahead and wipe it down really good so that it was ready, you know, for all the new groceries, and also just make sure that everything that needed to go was gone and it was only good and fresh food in the fridge. my bedroom now. My bedroom's kind of a hot mess, but it's a small space, so it gets cluttered up really quickly. So it's just going to give this, put some fresh bedding on it, vacuum, mop. It doesn't take much, and it feels so much better. But I thought I would let y'all know. I know that I have people wondering about my mom and like the situation and the future and like when is she going to get into her own place. And I've mentioned a couple times before that I do plan on letting everybody know, like in a video, hopefully like the process of everything when I am able to. So hopefully that is coming soon. We're definitely getting things done and we're taking those steps, and you'll understand when I let you know everything. I just don't want to put that information out there yet because things change and things happen, and we've learned that things don't happen as quickly as we think they're going to. And so for now, I've just not shared any of that, but I will be sharing that, I promise, and letting you know what's going to happen, and things are moving in the right direction. So it's real exciting. We're excited to get everything done. We're just so excited for her. She is so excited to be in her own place again. She's 71 years old and she needs to have her own space, and we'll really, really, really be excited to have that again, and we will too. And Buttercup's going to love it, and it's going to be great. So that information will be coming. I don't want to share anything prematurely, and of course it is her story, and I don't want to put anything out there that might not happen. Things might change. So whenever we have a good solid plan and the information is there, I'll share all that with you. So like I told you, Jackson's away at camp this week, so I just came in and gave his room a mom clean, and it didn't take much now that we redid it and decluttered and got rid of so much stuff. So it was actually really easy and quick. If you missed that video, I'll try and remember to link it above here, but we just kind of downsized everything, and he's going to be 17 next week, and he's just, typical 17-year-old. He doesn't need a bunch of stuff. He's like a no frills kind of person. So, we just kind of went through everything and got rid of a lot of his things that he used to want and streamlined it. And so it was really easy to clean. And then when he came home from camp with all his stinky, dirty clothes, his room was nice and clean and he could just enjoy that. So I thought, why not? It's a perfect opportunity. And of course, Clyde did not move for me as I was making the bed. He, of course, has to stay there. He didn't move until I got out the vacuum, but Clyde is like Jackson's buddy. He loves Jackson so much. He is Jackson's cat, and he was so happy when Jackson came home. It was so cute. He was just talking to him, and I know he was so happy to have him back home. So the last room I'm cleaning in this video is my bathroom. I went to put my new soap dispenser in there and I realized that I don't have any more hand soap, and the green one is kind of out, and I was showing you the top of it. That's why I needed a new one. It just looks really bad. The paint had all come off. So we're just going to give the bathroom a wipe down. I did have to go pick up some hand soap later, but after this, then we are done with the whole house clean. And let me tell you, my back was hurting after this. It was a lot. I did pace myself. I didn't push myself for sure. And like I said, did this over a couple days. And you know, it's a constantly cleaning. So it happens all the time, but I just don't want to, I do want to stay active. You know, I don't want to sit around and not be able to, if I'm able to do it, I want to do it. It may take me a little bit longer, but I want to get it done. So anyway, I hope that you all enjoyed watching. I hope it gave you all the motivation, because I know for me, I put in a video to watch when I need the motivation. One of my favorite recently, and I've said it before, is Marie Love Asbury. She's just for some reason, I think her house just kind of reminds me of mine. I love her style. I love the way that she films and the way that she cleans, and she's a lot younger than me, but I get a lot of inspiration from her. So I hope that you all have gotten the inspiration and you can get up and get some stuff done in your own house. It's the end of the video. I haven't actually shown my face, but Marion's over here mad at me because I'm still vlogging. He just wants to eat it. He's been excited. So Deborah's recipe. Thank you, Deborah. Hopefully you're watching. I'm sure you are. But we're going to have some, Mom, Marion, and I. It's delicious. You got to try it. I usually make it with chocolate pudding and then Cool Whip on top of that. But this is like the actual Hershey's chocolate mixed in. So good. So yeah, I'm excited. I know everybody else is too. That's what it looks like. So good. Tell me if it's as good as Deborah's was. So good, right? Right, so good. You got to try it. So I'll link it down below, or I'll type it out down below. Super easy. But thanks for watching. Hope that you enjoyed this video and it gave you all the motivation that you needed. I'm exhausted and my back hurts, so I'm going to have a piece of pie and sit down and relax. But I love you guys. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.